Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful lesson from a 13th century Persian masterpiece called the Golestan, or the Rose Garden, by the poet Saʿdi. And it's this incredible, timeless story that kind of makes you rethink our whole idea of success, freedom, and what it really means to live a life with dignity.
So let's just start with the big question this story puts right in front of us. Is a comfortable life always a dignified one? I mean, it seems like a simple question, but the answer is what we're here to explore.
So, at the heart of this tale, you've got two brothers who've gone down completely different roads in life. One of them, he's landed a pretty cushy job serving a powerful sultan. The other one, he earns his keep with his own two hands, through hard labor.
And here you can really see the contrast laid out. On one side, you have the sultan's servant. I mean, on paper, he's got it all, right? The comfort, the social status, he's close to power. But on the other side, there's the laborer. Now, his life is tough, no doubt about it, but he has something his brother gave up. Real, genuine independence.
Okay, so the way this story gets going is with the wealthy brother. He makes what sounds like a completely reasonable argument. You know, he sees his brother working so hard and thinks he's just offering some good advice.
His advice is pretty straightforward. Hey, why don't you come work for the king? You can escape all this exhausting work. And it's a really common way of thinking, isn't it? That a secure job, close to power, has to be the better option.
I mean, you can see his point. Why wouldn't you choose an easier, supposedly more honorable life? At first glance, the choice seems like a no-brainer. But this is where the story gets really interesting.
Because the laborer's response just completely flips the script. He doesn't look at his brother's life and see something to envy. Nope. Instead, he points out a much harsher truth about what it actually costs to serve someone else.
He just fires the question right back at his brother. He says, "Why don't you work so you can be free from the humiliation of being a servant?" Wow. In just one sentence, the entire conversation is turned on its head. Suddenly, the hard work is freedom, and the comfort of the palace is a kind of prison.
And that brings us right to the core of the whole story, summed up perfectly by Saʿdi himself with this line. He says that eating your own bread and just sitting freely is way better than wearing a golden sword while you're serving someone else. In other words, simple independence is worth more than all the fancy trappings of a dependent life. Just let that sink in for a second.
So to really get this, we've got to break down the symbols. I mean, what is Saʿdi really talking about with the golden sword and one's own bread? Let's unpack that.
All right, so the golden sword, it's not just a cool weapon. It represents all those external signs of success. You know, the money, the power, the status that you get by working for somebody else. But here's the catch. It's also a leash. It binds you, it demands your obedience, and it makes you totally vulnerable to the moods of your boss.
And then you have one's own bread. It's so simple, but it's so much more powerful. It stands for self-reliance, for autonomy. It's about that inner peace and honor you get from knowing that you are your own person, you're standing on your own 2 feet, no matter how humble your life might be.
So the message from Saʿdi is actually crystal clear. Being truly rich isn't about what you have, it's about what you're free from. Free from needing someone else's approval, free from fearing their anger, and free from that quiet little humiliation that comes with being dependent. But look, this is more than just a cool fable from the past. It's a dilemma that we face all the time. So how does this ancient wisdom actually connect to our lives right here, right now? Think about these modern golden swords. We see them everywhere. It might be that high-paying job with a terrible toxic culture, or choosing that stable corporate gig over your real creative passion. It's making that little ethical compromise to get a promotion. We even have a name for it, right? Golden handcuffs, where the pay is just too good to leave, even if the job is slowly crushing your soul. You know, at the end of the day, this 800-year-old story is really just a powerful invitation. It's asking us to press pause and seriously think about what success really truly means to us. Is it about our job title and our bank account, or is it about our freedom and our integrity? And that's the final question, the one that turns Saadi's ancient wisdom right back on you. As you make the choices in your own life, which path are you choosing? Are you reaching for that shiny, glittering golden sword? Or are you working to earn your own bread,